Okay, guys, welcome to your not so typical YouTube channel where a bunch of friends, as you can see, get together to talk about relatable stuff and do random ass stunts which are raw and unfiltered with the only emphasis of providing you guys entertainment. Hope you guys enjoy.
So yeah, to begin with, I have a question to all of you here. So once you had to move to US, right? All of you, like how easy or difficult was it for you guys to find roommates? For me, to put it, finding a house was the last priority because I was from the COVID batch. So for me to get the visa was the first most important thing. And then it was the housing thing. So I was at that time focused on getting a private room without even knowing how expensive it can be in LA area.
Why you wanted private room?
All the COVID things. Like, what if my roommates keep sneezing on my face or something like that? Yeah. So and then luckily I was like part of some 100 groups, and in which most of them were repeaters itself. And finally I saw him Bharat, and I'm like, oh, who's this fellow whose number I've saved? Then I asked, hey, are you the same guy from my 11th and 12th? He's like, yeah, bro, long time. Then I asked, like, are you going to the same college? Is it finalized or are you just, this is a safe choice for you? Then he told, no, yeah, this is, I've decided on this, the course, and I already have a house, so I thought he'll call me to join as the sixth roommate or fifth one. He didn't. So I was like, okay, let me focus on finding a private room.
You wanted private room, we didn't have that option.
Yeah, that he didn't know that I wanted a private room back then. But later, after 2 days, it's like, hey bro, yeah, do you want to come? I already have an Avengers team of 4 other people. Then I'm like, yeah, why not? Then, yeah, because I already knew him, so it was kind of easy for me, and then I came to know my other roommates through him. So what about you guys?
I mean, I think you already covered mine of how I found you.
Yeah.
That was luck by chance. And with others, like one of my mother's student, he also got an admit in USC. And my mother was like, oh, somebody needs to look after her son. It's all Indian mothers have. So she was like, why don't we go with him? I was like, I don't want to because, he can tell. I didn't know what their relation was. Because he'll call me and be like, oh, your son is doing this. I'm like, hey, don't tell, bro, please. So, and then I didn't find anyone. And I was like, okay, I'll go with him. And I didn't know he would also be like, a normal party animal like all of us. But, which we got to know later. Yeah, and then I found him, and then we found Tejaswin, 2 more guys, Someshwar and then Sudarshan, who finally got the private room. But yeah, I mean, that was mine.
I had the craziest coincidence in this aspect. So I had a friend who I already knew who was coming to ASU, but he started looking for a room very early on in the process, and I was like, I'll wait for my visa and then I will start looking. But what happened is, by the time that I got my visa and finalized on ASU, he had already found his roommates and he'd already booked his place. So I was again back to the start, and this was towards the end, like only 1 month left. Most people had already found places. But coincidentally, the guy with whom I roomed in NITK in my first year, because we were going to the same college, it's again the same guy. He's coming to ASU at the same time, and he's also looking for a roommate. So
Sorry, who was that?
There was Ashwin,
Oh.
from CS, I think NITK CS. So basically,
He doesn't know.
but he's very curious.
Like, what if Ashwin watches this video? He's like, oh, I don't know such a video.
No. So basically, somehow coincidentally, he was also joining at the same time, same place. So we got a house together. But since we were very late in the process, we had to find a house very far away from college. And then I had to change 2 buses to get to college, and it took like 1 hour just to get to college. And this is in August, peak summer in Arizona, where the temperatures go like 46 degrees, 47 degrees.
I studied Celsius.
Yeah.
Celsius. But that was a huge struggle. So within 2 weeks itself, I realized I'm like, I don't want to do this. And I had the same opinion. I was like, I'll get a private room, why not? I need some privacy of my own. Even if I share the house, at least a private room would be good. But I gave that up. I was like, it's fine. I'll manage with a shared room, but I just want to be closer to college so that it doesn't take an hour. And that's how I found my newer roommates with whom living together was a whole different story because they're all from Gujarat, same place.
Oh.
No multicultural evolution, no melting pot culture of the US. They're all talking in Gujarati the entire time, having Gujarati food. It felt more like home than my actual home, which is.
Were you watching Tarak Mehta Ka Ulta Chashma?
Oh yeah, definitely. So basically my roommates also had that typical habit of when you sit down for dinner, you need to have Tarak Mehta playing on in the background somewhere. Then only you'll be able to digest the food nicely. Otherwise, it won't go through. We did all of that crazy things.
Sometimes that melting cultural pot becomes a boiling pot.
But now I think it's very easy to find roommates. Like it's not a deal anymore. It's like you don't have to adjust anymore. The question of adjustment is gone. Maybe I don't know 6-7 years back, like you were like lucky to get an Indian roommate or something.
Yeah, nowadays.
Yeah,
it's very easy.
and then
But why do you say adjustment is gone? We still have to adjust a lot, right? Like imagine your roommate is not clean and he's just leaving all the vegetables and dishes as it is.
Yeah, right. But the process of finding a roommate is easier as well.
Oh yeah, fine.
Right? You don't have to struggle a lot. You don't have to hope that you get an Indian roommate. You're already all your roommates are like said even before you fly. Sometimes we fly together as well.
No, like that.
Yeah, we don't. Yeah, we really appreciate
There's
that.
many more Indians coming, so
Yeah.
you'll always find someone or the other. It's not that big of a cultural shock.
Yeah,
Probably you can
getting
find
Indian
one
is not
or
a problem.
Yeah.
Getting Indian is not a problem.
Yeah.
Probably you can find one yourself at the airport before checking.
Do you know how I found my third roommate? So me and Aditya were two roommates in undergrad, and we needed a third spot. And we were in the admissions room, and before we had to go and sign that, right? We were like, we need 3 names, otherwise they won't give us a room.
Yeah.
Otherwise they would just shuffle us. Then I saw Yash. The way they were standing there, and I scanned the room. I was like, I need to find someone who's not going to be very, talkative and very dominant, so that he doesn't interfere in our roomie business and is just there. Then I saw one guy who was just sitting like this, and I was like, perfect candidate. Let me go ask him, like, hey, what's your name? Like, my name is Yash. Like, do you have roommates? No. Like, do you want to join us? Like, sure. And just took him and
So easy.
Yeah, so easy. Yeah.
I think it's easier sometimes.
Yeah, and it was much better in Texas because I didn't have to, convince myself to get a private room because that was understood that you'll be getting private rooms for a very good rent in Texas. So I didn't find a problem there. But coming here, things changed.
When Divyam said crazy coincidence, I would say my coincidence was crazier because my roommate is my best friend since I was 3 years old. So fortunately when he finalized USC, so for me it became very easy. So
Did you all apply together?
Yeah, we kind of applied to almost the same universities. He had a better profile than me, but I would say fortunately he didn't get better admits.
Fortunately.
Yeah,
roommates.
fortunately for me, right? Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So then we had to.
Are you still his best friend?
Yeah, I say we are friends since 3 years.
Ron is not your best friend now?
Ronald is close second. Close second, close third. He's in top 5 certainly.
Second master, yes.
No, but yeah, and then we had to find 2 other people to share a 2B2B. So we found them through WhatsApp, and also luckily they also were Maharashtrians, we both were. So no melting pot, no culture melting pot or anything. So
Not at all cosmopolitan.
and it was a good experience. We didn't fight at all, over the 2 years or anything. So yeah.
That's a lie.
Why do you say it's a lie?
I'm just kidding.
Oh.
No, we didn't fight. No.
How was your
I
experience?
think it was similar to Atharva. I think I had Pratik with me, who was my undergrad friend, and then we were searching WhatsApp groups, so we found 3 more people and we were living.
Did you know those 3 people from before by any chance or no?
One of them I knew, he was also in our undergrad,
Uh-huh.
but 2 I didn't know.
What was the process of interviewing them?
There was no process.
Hey,
It was just like whoever is available, let's get them.
Our people who came in 2020 and 21, it was just you find a roommate and you find a person, that's enough.
Bro, you mentioned interviewing. You remember when you were the last person to
Yeah.
join? Sudarshan was already there in our group. Okay,
Yeah.
so anyone I would propose, he'd be like, let's interview them first. And then he saw Tejaswin's DP. He had full beard. So he was like, bro, who is this gunda you're getting? Is he a normal guy? I was like, I know him. Like, Pakka Aka. We talked to him. I want to see how he is. I think he sounds dangerous.
Yeah, in his mind, I was wearing a lungi and a sickle in my shirt and put it over his head and dump him in dustbin. I not do that. Tejaswin was the most innocent guy in that group. Yeah.
Oh,
After he spoke once, then he's like, oh, okay. My imagination is bad.
yeah, he was wearing the same sunglasses, big dadi over here, not even trimmed properly. Some weird this thing, and then I think our roommates were very diverse. No, we had
Yeah.
chameleon,
And
half
Kannadigas and no fight.
No fight.
Yeah, we all drank very
Sure. Sure, no fight, sure.
But in general, I think you guys agree, right? Boys have lesser problems with roommates than girls.
True. Like we never get to the point where they're fighting over small, like, oh, you used my food, my sugar, my tea, my spoon. Yeah, we don't get to that point.
My boyfriend.
That also has happened so many times. No, you are kidding, but it's actually yeah.
So basically, like all your roommates like stayed in the same house. Like, how are you managing cooking? Like, did you guys like? How do you managing cooking?
Yes, do you want to start?
Yeah. So I'm a single kid, so I never stepped my foot in the kitchen. Also, I took that for granted. But once you come to US, you have to do everything by yourself, and that's when the first thing I cooked was dal, and that was the most transparent dal you can ever see.
It was white color. It was like the liquid which I don't want to mention. Imagine that in 20 liters or something, and it was white. There was no color, no taste. He just poured it down.
Yeah, then as like MTR Zindabad, and I just got MTR Puliyogre packets and lemon rice packet and just mixed it with rice and ate. But yeah, I think watching YouTube videos and practice, like begin to cut onions, begin to cut chilies, begin to cut tomatoes, and then learn to fry, and then you will get it eventually.
Ramesh, how was your cooking journey?
I think I knew a little bit of cooking before, so it was not some drastic
Define a little
change.
bit.
Like cutting onions, dicing
Oh.
onions, cutting tomatoes, that. But I did like learn a little bit of things before coming here, like doing dal and rice. But that's all. And then afterwards, it was just YouTube.
Oh, you took a crash course before coming here.
Ramesh made a lot of tuna, I heard.
Yeah, I think in summer it was just like every alternate day I was eating tuna because it was high in protein.
Yeah, I mean, for me also, first day when I came, I didn't know how to cook. I never learned. I made dal. I don't know why I was laughing at him. My dal was
His dal was very solid.
solid.
Mine was very liquid. I think we should have mixed both our dals together.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know why I cooked it, and I kept it for 30 minutes, and I came back, and then it was like
It was like
cheesecake.
dokla.
Yeah. I was like, oh, this is not edible, and there was no taste because I didn't know what stage to add when. I was just putting randomly, and then I was like, okay, maybe it will happen.
Hey, leave dal. You tell about your chapati making experience the first time from scratch. I think that's the only time
from
you made
scratch.
also.
Yeah.
I just wanted to prove to myself that I could make chapati, so I bought atta. Then I started making. The first dough was not good, so I had to throw it because I thought you can't fix it. Then I made the dough again. I think
Yeah,
I
he called
wasted.
his mom.
No, I made it 2 times without calling her. I was like, I will not call her. I will prove it to myself. Then I was like, no, we wasted too much. 4 kg atta was gone. I was like, no.
For 3 chapatis at the end of the day.
I was experimenting. Then I called my mother. She was like, okay, let me teach you how to make. Put water slowly. Then we started making, and then I made 1 chapati, and then I was like, okay, I'm done. By the time I had wasted, I think 7 kg atta.
My roommates went with a high risk, high reward strategy where basically we wanted to do the same thing, but we did it when we were inviting other people over. So this is the first time we thought about making rotis from scratch, and this was basically because we had a couple of I'd say graduates who were staying there who helped us out initially to set things up here and there a little bit, trips to the grocery store and things like that. So we wanted to pay back, we wanted to call them over for dinner. And we decided like fine, we'll make some sabzi dal and then we'll make roti, but we'll make roti from scratch because that store-bought rotis everyone has. But if you feed them rotis from scratch, they'll really see how much we appreciate their health. So we started. We did all this atta, making the dough business, and by the time they got to the house, they saw the state that we were in, and they just felt pity for us. They're like, oh my god, the dough is absolutely rock solid, unable to move. And then they were very kind. They started helping us to fix it and making rotis and doing all of that for about 10-12 people at once. But yeah, that was the first time that we learned, the importance of preparing ahead and not experimenting when you invite people over.
Yeah, we didn't like risk it at all. Like store bought for the win. Store bought chapatis, whatever.
You were eating pulao, no? Starting.
Not every day. One or two days. I was well prepared. Like I got all the stuff, ready-made stuff from home. Just like mix with water and boil, and there you go. Such things. So and then slowly more of cooking and less of getting cooked in the kitchen. Less flames and everything. So it was a safe experience, I would say.
I think microwave was the best thing here. Yeah. It was so easy and
What did you cook in microwave?
everything ready to eat.
What? Oh, ready to eat. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, even I couldn't cook when I came to US. It's still arguable if I can cook now.
You can't cook now also.
Yeah, so like my mom packed a lot of like ready to eat packets and all that. And eventually I got an on-campus job. So once that ready to eat stock was kind of depleting, like I started eating outside.
So you got
when it was eventually over, like every day I started eating outside. And then I reduced it for some period, then again it went up, again it went down. Now it's at all-time high. So.
You mentioned on campus, right? So that brings me to the next question. Like, how did you all find on campus, and how would you say, what is the importance of finding an on-campus job, and how did it elevate or make your life better in US?
For me, staying in LA, staying near USC, the cost of living was very high, right? So you can't it was kind of not okay for me to take money from my parents every month just for my living expenses. So what I did was I emailed all the professors I could find on the USC website or something, and one kind professor, he responded and said that you can come to my lab once, and there are some interesting projects which you can do. So I went there and I eventually got a job, and it fortunately for me it lasted all the four semesters.
How much did that pay you?
It paid me $30 an hour. So,
Monthly, how much is that?
It's
2400.
Yeah, 2400.
2400. So that's one of the highest paying jobs I've heard in USC.
Yeah, So yeah, I'm extremely grateful for that professor. So I found internship also fairly quickly, but he had promised me that if I couldn't find it in time, he had a lot of outside connections with the companies who were funding the lab. So he had also kind of promised that if I couldn't find something outside, then he might talk to some of the companies who are working with the lab. So I'm extremely grateful for that professor. Not only did I learn a lot with respect to computer vision in that research job, but also I saved a lot of money which I paid my last semester fees with, and also I got my full-time job also pretty late, before completing my master's, but still kind of late. So still even after that he was saying that I can still talk to some companies and all that. So
do you want to give a shout out to your professor?
Jyotirmoy, Professor Dr. Jyotirmoy Deshmukh, if you are watching this, I'm extremely grateful for the opportunity that you gave me.
Sure, it's proud of you.
Such a range of emotions. No?
Yeah,
for one professor is like this. For one
First
professor,
time I'm
extremely
seeing Ajay was so
grateful.
wonderful. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. You get it, bro.
You haven't seen the the softer side of me yet now.
No, we bring it out.
Hey, claps.
We will get that in the series.
Yeah.
No, the other thing is, guys, everyone who's watching this, you also be very kind to people, help them when they are in need.
He watched Salman Khan movie yesterday. That's why he spread kindness for 3 people. And then make it more exponential. He is Salman Khan fan. That's why he knows the movie. Tell you guys also tell.
So I think in our university, maybe as far as I knew, it's not that evident that a lot of people get very good assistantships and everything. So basically on-campus jobs for master students are grading assistants and that. But teaching assistants reward you very well.
Yeah.
They pay tuition, you get insurance and everything. But yeah, that's quite rare. But yeah, that's pretty much it in our university. It's not that common, or maybe.
What job did you get?
I was grading in my first semester. I was in grading
first
assistant.
semester.
From the first semester itself.
Only in the first semester.
Yeah.
And yeah, so it depends on the course and the professor.
Next 3 semesters, what did you do?
The next semester I didn't do anything, and then the other semesters I was like internship. So
Oh,
yeah, it was
getting
like
more
kind
money.
of, yeah.
I kind of had a journey with this whole thing. When I came to ASU, initially I wasn't looking for a on-campus job because I thought let me focus on internships because that is the most important. If I get a high-paying internship, on-campus job and all doesn't matter. What some chindi, $15 per hour, what will it do? Then slowly reality set in. 2-3 months went by, and the thing is that it's not your regular expenses like paying rent, going to college, going like travel, all of that. That's fine because that is somewhat reasonable. But then every time you go out to do something fun, like you go out to watch a movie, you go out to have some good food, you'll feel guilty that you're enjoying and asking money from your parents, and that just doesn't sit right with you at some point. So 2-3 months in, I started giving up. I was like, fine, I'll do it. Then I started looking for good jobs first, which you sit in an office and you do some work, just passing time, and you still get paid. And I realized that that's not available at this point. Slowly my standards started dropping. I was like, oh, it's fine. Maybe working at somewhere also isn't that bad.
Security guard.
Anything is fine. I just started applying everywhere, and I started getting rejected from there. And that's when I was like, oh my god, with so many qualifications, they don't want to even hire me as a Subway sandwich making guy. But yeah, I think by the time that the first semester ended, things sort of turned around, and I got a TA opportunity for the next semester, which I was happy about. So from that, my lifestyle, living standard rose a little bit. Started enjoying doing things outside, going on trips, having food.
So while we are on the topic of on-campus, I have very interesting story to tell. So this is like a complete horizon. So I got my first on-campus in a petrol bunk, gas station for all the US people.
Oh, they're putting gas for everyone.
That's what even I thought. That I agreed to because I wanted SSN and money, obviously, for my spendings. But this one is very different. So my university had their own petrol bunk for all the vehicles belonging to the university itself. So they had special cards. So I had an AC room for myself where there were like a debit card for each assigned.
Here's the petrol bunk clerk.
Supervisor, like I want to reframe that. And
Sure.
Whichever vehicle used to come, that vehicle had an assigned number. So that number card I need to give it to them and take the receipt and fill how many gallons they filled and put it on Excel sheet. That's how I improved my data.
And he would tell us, I'm going to work in petrol bunk, and then he would take his bag, walk some 20-30 minutes in the hot sun. We were like, why are we, bro, money bro, for my bread and butter.
Could you scan? Like get petrol from that.
No,
Why
I
you take petrol
like
in
4 gallons or something like.
No. So basically, that card was preloaded with money. So the person who comes with that vehicle will use that and fill petrol and give that card back to me. And I should just take the receipt and tell how many gallons he filled it for. Then they will tally the money.
What's the incentive of adding extra gallons in that USC bus?
It's not like he's scamming. It's not like he's taking that extra gallon and selling it somewhere else.
That person who filled will be in trouble. No. I began like that, and later I got a better job. But
coming to petrol, it reminded me of that, pump, right? Like, what
So
about
the
toilets? Are you guys team, what is this, jet spray or team toilet paper?
That's while coming to US, so the first time using paper experience was horrible, and 3 months into that, he luckily found
3 weeks.
October. Okay, 3 weeks into starting of the semester, he found an Amazon link where they were selling the water hose or jet gun or jet spray, whatever you want to call it. And after installing it, we had 2 toilets, so one of us again ordered one more for the other one.
They thought I was going to mess it up and cause some plumbing accident. So they were like, you first install. If it works correctly, then we'll order. That's what my other roommate was like, hey, you check first. We tell if it's working correctly.
It's a good experimentation, A/B testing. Good. Yeah.
What about you guys? Did you also have jet spray or toilet, or did you just survive?
Initially when I got there, there was just toilet paper, and I was just struggling, surviving every day. The main issue is that you cannot do any of your business outside your house. even if you have a jet spray, because then you get used to that.
Yeah.
And if you go anywhere outside, you're just stuck again. But so I told you how I changed my apartment a couple of weeks into college because I didn't want to. So then I was at that point I was just going to a couple of houses that people who were looking for roommates. They put out ads in WhatsApp groups, and I was just going and checking out these places that they wanted to rent out or looking for a roommate. And this one guy I found, he, as soon as I entered the place, he's like, we don't have any furniture, we don't have anything. But he took me to the bathroom. He's like, I will show you the bathroom.
I will show you.
And I have a jet spray in the bathroom. And I was like, fine, this is where I'm staying. There was no sofa, no bed, nothing in that house. They had no food, nothing was set up. But he said there's jet spray, and that's why I started living. And I lived in that apartment for the entirety of 2 years.
For the jet spray.
Bro, toilet paper is very hard. People will laugh, but I'm sure most of you know that if you keep cleaning it too hard, blood starts coming at some point.
Okay, I would like to take this moment to advertise the wipe. Okay, cut.
If you're watching this episode while
brand,
Bois.
Who use bounty or what?
to go get rash.
Some wet wipes.
This segment cannot be watched while having dinner.
Yeah,
so you can
if you're
just
having dinner or lunch right now,
skip ahead and come back to this. Yeah, what are you?
I wanted to remember that brand.
It's okay, they're not paying us for this video. Carry on.
Yeah.
I think he's saying just wear diapers.
But diapers, adult diapers. Is there a company for adult
There
diapers?
are adult diapers.
If it's not there, I will start up again.
granny programs. Subscribe to adult diapers.
If it makes money, you can sell in Middle East also.
No, Middle East has jet sprays everywhere.
Yeah,
All I can
yeah.
understand.
They'll have another thing.
Yeah, British.
Then you go to some European country and sell bro.
Yeah, within weeks I mastered the art of using toilet paper.
Mastered.
I am an expert in that.
You adjusted.
You shoot me questions, I have answer. Situation. If you have injury on this finger, how to wipe? If you have injury here, how to wipe? I have all the solutions that you need, but yeah, of course.
But what if injury happens there?
Injury happens, it's another story. Then you'll have
So
to.
now that you are an expert, what's the difference between single ply and double ply?
No,
It's
now-
always marketed, but
After I became the expert, I let it go and I went back to good old jet spray.
You just went, learned it for the sake of it, and like, okay, now I want to clean properly.
Just if you want to poop in the middle of a highway somewhere,
Yeah,
and
it
there's
should be
very
everywhere.
thin toilet paper.
Yeah.
Single
Then you
ply.
need to like roll it like
That is
2-3
single
times and then use it. Yeah, fine. And you feel so jealous to use toilet paper if it's not your home.
Yeah, just take it, wrap.
Okay, like, how many ever rolls you throw at me, I don't care. But at home you'll be like, okay, that part is clean, I'll reuse that. So it's a lot there.
And to answer Atharva's question, what is single ply, double ply? Single ply is that absolute shit quality toilet paper that you get in cheap public restaurants, Walmart or something. You'll go and you'll find that. You'll hold that paper here and you can see it run straight through the paper. That is single ply. It's an absolute monstrosity.
And to put it in context of cleaning, it's like when you take it, it tears in between.
Yeah.
So everything gets stuck to your nail. If you have to
fold it.
You need to take 4 or 5 layers. So then people are like 4 or 5 make it double ply. So it's more, softer.
You learn on the go.
Yeah.
We've all had that experience. It's fine.
Yeah, we have got adjusted. And after this, like, how were you guys spending your weekends? Like, was there party initially, or were you more concerned into studies in the weekends also? Like, how did it evolve? The differences.
The first thing is basically you are there as a student, you don't have a car, most people don't have a car, so your radius is very limited. On every weekend you cannot rent a car.
Yeah.
We started doing that much later when some people got on-campus jobs and everyone sort of stabilized financially. That's when we started renting cars. But the first couple of months, you were just chilling. At best, if you're living in a city, you will have the option to go out to clubs, bars, see what the scene is like. But if you're living in some remote village, then I don't know.
Yeah, mine was in the city, so it is like just a college town. The town itself is called College Station because there's a college and like so there's not much nearby, but there are like 1 or 2 popular spots, and that's pretty much it. You can find everyone at the same place over there.
In the middle of nowhere, they built on college.
Yeah, it's not like LA. So it's like it is college station.
Party town.
Yeah. How was it at LA? Of course, it has to be.
I mean, in USC we had this thing called free lift. So we had a zone,
Right.
DPS zone, and within that we could take free lifts and go. It would be free after 6 p.m. until 2 a.m. During exam time, they thought we would study in the library, so it was from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. And like after 6 p.m., all the parties would start. It would start after 10, so we'd go to friend's house, book a free lift, and then if it's ending at 2, you would book it at 2 and book the wait and stay for 25 minutes so that you get an additional 25 minutes. And then, yeah, I mean, there was Smith's or Ralph's or Safeway. Go there, buy alcohol. I mean, if you're going to someone's house, we have to go with something. You can't just show up empty-handed. So, I mean, yeah, there would be parties every week. At least on every Saturday, Friday, Saturday, we would get invitations from random people saying that there's a party here, please join us. And that was a time where people wanted to make friends. So the only way of making friends was like, there's a party here, come over. And then you would just talk to people and then, you would build your social circle. Well, I mean, people would try to. I don't know how much it's worth.
Tejas exhausted his lift.
Yeah, that happened later, like in third semester or something. There was no limit for us, but from third semester or something, they put $1,000, and then mine crossed when there were 3 days left to the month, and I had to.
Were you like booking for everyone? Like in the
No, he was booking for himself and just.
No, I booked for others also. Like a few of my undergrad friends had just come in, so I was booking for them to move. And until to realize that somebody has to book for me, for the last few days.
That $1,000 anyway baked into our tuition fee, so it's not like
Of course.
1,000 per month.
Yeah.
1,000
Yeah,
per
even
month.
1,000 per month.
That's quite a bit. Yeah.
Coming back to party station, do you have any fun stories to tell?
Yes, so we used to live in a very big house because we were
Ours
very
was the
far.
biggest house.
Yeah, ours was the biggest house and relatively cheaper than the other who used to stay near the campus. And so most of the people wanted to come to our house and like everything was big, kitchen was big, our hearts were big, everything. And yeah, house party started like that. And yeah, so there were like teetotals like me and people who used to like drinks like Bharat also.
Teetotals like you. This guy, if he drinks, gone, he gives gyan, he becomes like that panchayat leader. He'll sit on top and like all of you sit down and he'll advise. Nobody's asking. He'll give some gyan and some advice.
There's a recording on his phone which says otherwise.
Oh yeah, that is so not a teetotal.
Yeah. Then
Do you have any fun experiences you would like to share?
about parties.
I don't think I have any fun experience.
Studios
But there was one fun story at Bharat's house where at night some people are peeping into
Nobody
the house.
Absolutely false.
Nobody was peeping. We were all asleep. He was the only one awake, and he's the only one who claims to have seen someone walking by and observing. So, I mean, we can never prove
You
this.
can
story.
never prove it.
Yeah, it
But
can't be
it's not-
validated. So.
But it is true.
Depends on how drunk Ronit was to see people.
I was just tired. Without sleep, he could.
He was hallucinating.
Yeah.
Hallucinating.
Or maybe
Yeah.
like when you think that because you're always having an image of a certain place, that so then you imagine that somebody's walking by and then
But so one of the craziest things about parties at ASU is that they started to get slowly and progressively wilder as the semester went on, as people found more connections and wanted to be popular. Because there's always, in every college, there's this thing where some people want to be popular or want to be known for something. We also had a guy who thought he will throw a rager of a party. And so a lot of people showed up to that party. Everyone was drinking, partying, dancing hard. Noise complaints came, police came to check them out. That happens at every party in the US, right? Because people like to party wild and party hard, and then someone will complain, police comes knocking, gives you a fine or whatever. All of that goes on. But all of that is normal. What happened in this party is they had a TV in the living room.
Okay.
And at some point, people were so drunk that someone smashed the TV, and then everyone else started joined in and they started smashing the TV more. But the conspiracy or like whatever the surprise part of this is that the next day we find out that the guy who organized this party had actually bought the TV just to smash at that party, just so that there are things to talk about how wild the party was or about.
Wasn't he working? Or it was just some
Yeah,
TV
probably.
that
We never know.
He might have picked it up.
Was he the one who actually broke the TV?
No, I think he put it for somebody has this rage, just go and bang the TV.
It
You were
was
only told like go and break that TV.
Yeah, it was basically to make a story out of it, like how crazy the party, someone broke a TV and everything. I'm pretty sure since they bought it for that, it was not working some $20 TV from somewhere.
Marketplace.
Yeah.
Or maybe it was on the road and then.
Exactly.
More likely.
Who's
Like
going
the
to check?
TV is there, let's bring it in the house, let's break it. No, we didn't have any wild parties. I think in ours it was just going to people's terrace, the apartment terrace, and then for the first 20 minutes where people are sober, you can talk to them. After that, it's just
Yeah.
you don't know what's happening.
But I've seen the parties that the undergrads throw here.
Oh, frat
Parties,
Yeah.
or even otherwise. It's just like overall, Americans like to party wild and hard, and they're very inconsiderate. There was this one party that I was at. I don't know why, but so we were in a tower. It was a student residential building, and we were on the 18th or 19th floor. And someone gets too drunk and pukes from the balcony, and there's like people living in that apartment. Someone, if they're not there awake and in the balcony at that time, they're lucky. But then there was someone who was there
And they were
sitting in the balcony and watching puke just rain down on them. It's horrible, the kind of things that people do at parties here. But yeah, I think that's what makes party schools.
Yeah, no, we didn't have any. We didn't attend a lot of these frat parties. I think we had gone to just one, and then we saw the difference between how Indians party and how Americans party. Americans were like, "Hey, pass the bottle." They were just going and pouring it around random strangers. I think with Americans, they're more social, and Indians you feel a little bit hesitant unless you know that person. So.
I've literally seen them like pouring beer from the second floor and like there's someone like with his mouth open on the ground.
One thing that I still haven't done is that whatever I've seen in movies, they get a keg and then you do keg stands and all of that.
Yeah.
That's one thing that I feel like is missing from this college experience of mine.
We will relive that. We will do it in one of the episodes, and we will
Yeah, they will do that.
Get a
we
full
all
keg.
do it.
Get a full keg.
Yeah. I don't know what a keg is, but we will do whatever they ask us to do.
If we have the viewership maintained, then sure.
Yeah, and viewership will come because of that. Don't worry, bro.
So yeah, next, like Divya was telling, no, we rented cars only 2-3 months after like somebody got. So how was like getting driver license here in US?
I mean, like I knew that as soon as I came here, I knew that we had to know how to drive a car here. Otherwise, people will not go on trips. And I was like, I'm just going to go and get a license. I got lucky because I think when I applied for the license, we didn't need an SSN.
Yeah.
So I just got the license, I went, gave the test, and after that we were going to book a car through Zipcar. And then before I booked it, Sudarshan, one of my roommates, was like, "Hey, don't book the car until your license gets delivered in hand." I had that temporary paper license. We could technically go on that. But he was like, no, let your license come. Then it's proof that you can drive the car. Then we rented a Subaru, the first car. Yeah.
Dude, I bought a car with that paper license before even my actual card was delivered.
Yeah, I think people were scared that time. They were like, "Oh, he doesn't know the rules."
Yeah.
And we are all new to each other, right? So you're not really confident about friends and all of that. But
Yeah, I think similarly, like I also thought that to go on trips or to do anything, you need to have a car or you need to be able to drive at least. Buying a car was out of the question initially when I got here, but I was like, at least you can get a license and do something. So that happened, and on the first trip that we go, we're planning to visit the Grand Canyon, Antelope Canyons, all of those pretty places that we had near Arizona, and the struggle was at the first petrol pump that we stopped at. You get there, and then I was like, how do you pay for petrol? Because the concept here is entirely opposite of how it is in India. Where in India you first tell how much you want and then you start filling it. Here you first fill the petrol and then you have to pay for it. It's crazy. You don't know what amount they're going to charge you.
You tap the card first.
Yeah, you tap the card. How do you know without telling them how much petrol you need that they're going to charge exactly the amount that you will fill? So it was a huge confusion. We were there at the petrol station for about half an hour, just waiting, trying to figure out how to do this. And you ask for help for someone, and they'll all just run away. And this was the first time where you feel like people are not helpful, because usually Americans are very helpful in all different situations. But then we realized that there are people at petrol stations here who will come to you and will ask for money and do all sorts of scams with running their petrol stations. And that's why people are very afraid to reach out to you or help someone at a petrol station?
Yeah.
The worst thing with respect to help is when one of our friends, we were like ice skating and he fractured his ankle. And the thing why they don't want to help is they don't want the liability. Like if something goes wrong, you can conveniently can pin all of that on that person's head. Be like, you touched me, that's why the fracture. They don't want to take that risk. So we were at a place, so that facility, they didn't want to help. So one kind person, he just gave his chair and we just dragged him out of the, and we can't even call an ambulance because it's if you don't guess the price, it's like 3,500 for one visit, irrespectively of how far you travel with it. So yeah, and then cops as well. They just they bring the ambulance with them, so that's not an option. So lifting the chair and took them one floor up and everything and took safely with an Uber. That was an all-out experience. Learn in and outs of health insurance, deductible, all that things. So yeah, that was a very.
Health insurance is a separate series on its own.
Let's not go into that topic.
No, another thing about licenses, right? I think it is also a bit of a flex because most of the people here don't really want to learn how to drive. When I say most of the people, I mean girls. So it's a selling point for me at least. Arya only started speaking to me more because Akanksha convinced her that talk to this boy. He has a license and he can take us around. Yeah, that was a selling point. I mean, that's the reason she started talking to me also. So.
And then just
People don't know who they are. Man.
Oh yeah, Arya is my wife now. I will introduce her in one of the episodes.
Just 2-3 years later, you will get married. So get license.
Get license and talk to a girl.
Or you get license and just advertise yourself.
That I can be your driver.
No, we are drivers.
Let's talk about post exams, any interesting travel stories. Let's start with Ron.
Let's start with answer.
I'm the one asking the question.
Yeah, you have to
I'm asking you the question.
He's the one asking.
Answer.
I asked the question.
This is
These two are roommates, by the way, and that's why
Yeah,
you
top
can
5
see
best
the-
friends of each other.
Answer.
I will answer on his behalf.
Yeah. Answer.
So our first trip
No,
was
let him answer. He's awfully quiet in this podcast.
Please take the stage.
no. So I'll just okay. So the first trip that we planned was in December. We wanted to go somewhere because I think few of them went back to India. All those people who came and who had never stayed in hostel, they started feeling that homesick and said, "Oh, December vacation, let's go back to India." And then me, him, and one more guy were left, and we were like, "Where to go?" That time we decided to go to Yosemite National Park because that was a place we hadn't gone. That was pretty popular. Then we checked, and they were like snow. We thought. Then we checked Google how to drive in snow. Google said use snow chains. We were like, what is that one chain? We put on tire and go. Then we went. We booked an SUV. I think we were 10 of us. So we had 2 cars, one SUV, one sedan. And we had to fit people at that time because we didn't know a lot of people.
Yeah.
So we put on WhatsApp group, hey, go into Yosemite on so-and-so dates, anyone interested? A Chinese couple agreed. We took them with us and they were in the center seat. And I had given my uncle the responsibility of talking to them because he was old enough to be able to socialize with anti-Indians.
Wait, who was
I don't know if it's anti-Indian.
Anti-Indian.
Not Indian. Sorry. Not anti-Indian. My uncle, my mother's sister's husband.
Oh, he was also there?
Yeah, he was in USA. Yeah. No, not monitoring. He just come to visit.
Oh.
Chaperone.
We rented on his enterprise ID.
Okay.
Customer this thing. Yeah, so when we went there and then we were driving on snow for the first time, and there's not just basic snow, it's like very heavy snow, snowstorm. We were like, who cares? So we're just going. After a point, we realized that we should not probably go inside too much because nobody was going and the gates were completely open. We didn't even pay the entry fee, and it was heavy snowstorm that time. Then while coming back, my car was half on snow plowed road and half on the snow because when the snow plows happen, there's a center part of the road, still has snow. So we had to drive at 10 miles per hour. And because we go higher than that, you will skid and you will fall into maintain a lot of braking distance. And at one point, my car just turned 90 degrees. and the oncoming traffic saw and they just stopped because they knew. And I had no control over the car. I was like, I'm just going to leave it. Because I knew that the car won't go outside because there's a lot of snow barriers on either side. Then it went and stopped. And then I slowly went and like, let's not stop near snow. Let's go down. But this was on day 2. On day 1, we went. Luckily, we went in. There was no cloud of snow. We saw the entire park. We had a nice time. And then
driving in snow would definitely be a US
challenge
experience.
Yeah, that was the first time. That was fun though. Another thing that happened was, we stopped to take photos. And my car was a SUV. The other car was a sedan. Actually, we had those winter tires. The sedan had snow chains. We didn't know this, but when you stop the car and if it's on snow and rested for a long time, it's difficult to start because these rear-wheel drive cars don't have power on all four wheels, right? So then the snow chains came off, and then the car was drifting backwards because it was slow. And then we caused traffic jam for the entire national park, and we didn't even know how to put the chains back. We went and asked one guy, like, "Can you please help us?" We were like, "We pay you $20, please help." He was kind enough. He came and he fixed it. And then I told my friend, "Don't stop, keep going until you find normal tar road. Don't stop." It was fun. It was a nice experience. We were scared. We thought we had to call a towing truck and all, but it didn't happen. That was our first trip experience. What about you guys?
Yeah, I mean, I have an interesting travel story. So in the winter break, I had gone to India, and while coming back, just 1 hour before reaching LA, the pilot announced that the sensor is showing that there's no fuel left in the flight. So we have to make an emergency landing nearby because we are not sure if the plane will go to LA. So we landed in Vegas.
Wait, one question. Was it Air India?
That wasn't Air India. It was Air France.
Oh.
And like 3 hours, I was in the plane. The pilot said it's a routine maintenance. The flight will go back. Then he said it won't go. So get down at the airport. Then the Air France crew, they said that we'll arrange some flights for you. Then they said we'll arrange a bus for you. Like even the flight didn't come nor the bus came. So then they said like we'll check you into a room. And it was very exhausting. So like I was supposed to reach LA at 2 p.m. and at 10 p.m. I was getting checked into a room.
In Vegas.
I was very exhausted. But then I saw the Vegas trip. And like I just immediately went out with my friend.
Maybe it was destiny.
And yeah, it was destiny because like Air France paid for like both the nights that I was in the hotel. They paid for food as well. So the only money that I spent on was like the cabs.
And the outside friends?
They didn't pay for that.
They didn't pay for casinos and all.
They didn't pay for that.
What
Even
did
we
you do?
didn't pay for that.
What did you do in Vegas then if you didn't pay for it?
We were students.
Hey!
We were students. Like
Students also can go to strip club.
we can go, right? But we didn't have like enough spare money to do all this. So yeah, what like started with like disappointment like ended up in like I would say destiny because like we got a free Vegas trip out of it.
Where you didn't do anything, but.
No, it stayed in Vegas.
We just stayed in Vegas. We just explored Vegas.
Are you saying you just
That's-
stayed in Vegas and didn't do anything Vegas?
No, what happened
What
in
happened
Vegas?
in
Stayed
Vegas.
in
Vegas.
Yeah. No, we should bring it out now.
No, I mean it's fine not disclosing all that.
Okay, we'll shoot a special video in Vegas.
Yeah. Maybe like Vegas we do.
Yeah, we'll go to Vegas and shoot that.
Yeah. You guys have any other trip stories?
Run it.
I think Ronit is very curious, bro. He's not gone on trips.
Yeah.
He will.
At least during the student era, I don't think.
So we had gone actually from Bharat. I'll share the story.
Okay, I will share the story. So we had gone first, this is I think in second semester or somewhere, we had all rented a car and gone. We rented it from not a known company, it was some third party car rental service. And then, while coming back, we had a flat tire. We had no idea how to do it because we never had used insurance before and stuff. And it was just about to be 5 p.m. Here everything in the US closes after 5, no tire service, nothing. By chance we went there and that too, we realized that the air was low. So we would stop at a gas station, put air, and then drive to the next gas station, put air, until we reached the tire shop. Then after reaching there, he was like, "Oh yeah, your tire has been damaged because you drove and came. So which was your mistake." I'm like, "Then how will I reach your place?" He's like, "I don't know. There is no solution. Why are you telling me that I made a mistake and broke my tire?" Fine. Then he was like, "Okay, we have to replace it, otherwise you can't go." And I was like, "Oh, so will the car company pay for it?" Then we called the car company. They were like, "Oh, tire replacement we don't cover. You pay for the tire thing." I'm like, "We bought insurance. Why are you making me pay for tire? Isn't it covered under accidental claims?" And then we had a kind US lady there who heard the entire conversation. She took the phone from me. She's like, "Let me talk to him." She's like, "Hey guys, don't trouble these people. I can file a lawsuit on you." And even the tire company was like, "Hey, you're messing with people over here. You're not allowed to do that. You can't just create a bad experience for them." And then they were like, "We tried, but they didn't agree." So then we were like, "Okay, it's $150 or something. Just replace the tire," because we had to come back. We were like 100 miles from home. We had no other option because either you get the tire replaced and that guy was like, boss, I have to close my shop.
Shop also, yeah.
You decide what you want to do. I was like, okay, put the tire, it's fine. Because $150 was too much for us at that time. We were
Yeah.
like, why will we pay unnecessarily? Even
That
though-
was someone else's car, not
yeah, and the
even.
tire would be new and go to that rental car company. After that, we abused the rental car company, but
They took it from one year and left it in another.
yeah, bro, I would never rent from that car rental company. I forgot which was it. Do you remember what company it was?
Not worth
I
remembering.
don't remember.
It
It was
was
not an enterprise.
It was not enterprise.
Not the known
As
one.
Some cheap deal, discount.
Was it,
I have to check. I have that app.
Was it,
It was not Zipcar.
was it some
Because
John
some-
Tours and Travels?
No,
it was some thrifty budget.
It was Kite. It was Kite.
Kite rent a car. Never
Kite,
from
oh.
Kite.
Oh, Kite, the one that comes and delivers in front of your house.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
It's the worst. No
Yeah.
customer service, absolutely bad. Never rent a car from.
But again, now you are very experienced with like flat tires. Like, you have experienced it so many
No.
times, right? 3-4 times.
Actually, there was a couple who helped us and they gave us spare tire to us, if you remember.
Oh yeah.
We were filling gas and there was like someone, we were like, can you help us? They're like, we have spare tire. So just give us spare tire to us.
Yeah.
And we didn't know how we can change it, so we just left it near the tire shop.
Yeah, we don't even know if it will fit the car. He's like, what will I do with the rubber? How will I, there's no stepney to raise the car.
Yeah.
When it gets stepney, there's no drilling machine to get the nuts out. What will I do with tire in my hand? So we just took it to the tire shop. That guy's like, yeah, this doesn't fit your car. He was like, you give it to me, I'll recycle it. I'm like, will you give us a
Give us the
discount? He's
money.
like, no, we'll charge you money to recycle it.
Yeah.
I will throw it in the dustbin. I will not pay you $10 for recycling fee. No, that was insane. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, thank you guys for watching. With this, we would like to conclude our first episode. But before that, the last question I wanted to ask you all was, if you had to tell one wildest story that you did in your first semester at USC, does anybody have any volunteers? Atharva, I know you did something.
It isn't as wild as as wild as people think, but
The audience will decide in the comments.
What are you thinking?
so I ended up consuming like 15 gulab jamuns in one day because I bought a can. I bought a can of gulab jamun from Indian grocery store, and it said like consume within 1 day of opening.
Allegedly.
They all argue that like you can refrigerate it and like eat it later on also.
Yeah.
But technically,
Allegedly, not technically.
technically you were supposed to consume it within 1 day of opening. And like none of my roommates wanted to eat gulab jamun that day apparently.
Challenge
So-
Allegedly, none of them wanted to eat.
So then like I'm not a big fan of food wastage, right? So I decided to consume like
Just pop one gulab jamun every day. Nice one. That's a good example he's setting. Never waste food, guys.
Yeah.
I mean it's like people won't be surprised looking at me, but yeah.
That's fine. You did a right thing.
Yeah.
Anybody else?
I'm proud of that. Yeah.
We are also proud of.
Claps.